Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to you. I'm back with another exciting compilation video. I know a lot of people ate white rice and stew yesterday, and I've put together 6 rice recipes that you can try out this season while your guests and family with your cooking skills, and they'll come back for more. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. My name is Oge, and you're welcome to my kitchen. The first video I have here is my recipe on how I prepare Banga rice. This has to be the tastiest Banga rice ever. Enjoy. Added by palm nut extract. This right here is the star of the day because we are making Banga rice, which is palm nut rice. I have a detailed video on how to extract palm nut juice or extract on the channel, and that video is simple and straight to the point. After adding the palm nut extract into my pot, I brought it to a boil before adding the rest of my ingredients. I added my chopped onion, roughly blended peppers, crayfish powder, seasoning cubes, and salt. You don't need a lot of seasoning when making Banga rice. If you are interested in the list of ingredients that I use for this recipe, please check the description box below. I'll drop it there. Added my cooked beef. This is some of the beef that I parboiled earlier. Also added my pre-cooked cow skin, aka pomo, and then I added my parboiled rice. I gave it a good stir until they combined properly, and I covered the pot and I allowed it to cook until the water in the rice dried up. I'm adding the smoked fish at this point because I don't want it to scatter. I'll proceed to give this a gentle stir, cover the pot, and allow it to cook. After cooking for about 10 minutes, I went back to check on the rice, and guys, this is what we have. This rice is looking super delicious already. The rice is 90% cooked at this point because I still have to add in my vegetable. I'll add in the leaf, give it a good stir, and then I'll allow it to simmer for about 2 minutes because I don't want to overcook the vegetable. I know that some people enjoy Banga rice when it is very soft and soggy. If you're among the group of people that enjoy your Banga rice that way, I'll recommend you add a lot of Banga nut extract or more water until you achieve your desired texture. After cooking for about 2 minutes, I went back to check on it, and this is what we have. I present to you this delicious pot of Banga rice. This rice tasted super delicious. You have to give it a try. Share your thoughts on what you think about this Banga recipe. Will you be trying it out this festive season? Let me know in the comments section. The second recipe I have here is how to prepare jollof rice with turkey. Scared of preparing jollof rice because you're not sure it will turn out right? This recipe is what you need. This recipe makes the best Nigerian smoky party jollof. Enjoy. On this plate, I have some fresh tomatoes, tatashi, which is a local variant of red bell pepper, scotch bonnet pepper, which is atorodo. I also have some onion, ginger, and garlic. I'll proceed to take out the seeds from the peppers, and I'll cut them up into large chunks because I want to roast them. After slicing them up, I will arrange them neatly and nicely on my oven tray. I seasoned with a little salt, and I also sprinkled vegetable oil over it so it doesn't come out looking charred or burnt. I'll transfer this into my oven and I'll roast. So this is what it's looking like after roasting. Transfer the roasted tomatoes, peppers, onion, ginger, and garlic into my blender, and I'll blend into a smooth puree. I'll blend this without adding any extra water, but it all depends on the strength of your blender. If your blender cannot handle it, just add a little water. So this is the consistency. Let me bring it out and show you guys what it looks like. This is how I like it. This is how it should be. I'll be using turkey for this recipe, and I've washed it properly. To season, I went in with some chopped onion, ginger and garlic paste, roughly blended peppers, seasoning cubes, thyme, and rosemary. I love to use rosemary whenever I'm steaming my meat. I also added chicken seasoning. I don't think there's turkey seasoning out there. I added curry powder, salt to taste, and I gave it a good stir to combine the spices properly. I added enough water to the pot. I want this stock to be very concentrated, but I also want the turkey to cook properly. So I covered and I cooked for about 17 minutes. So this is what it's looking like after cooking. I have a lot of stock and the turkey is ready. I'll grill the turkey for this recipe. So I'll proceed to transfer this onto my oven rack and then I'll grill until it is ready. While the turkey is grilling, I'll go on to prepare my jollof base. I'll start by adding vegetable oil into my pot and allow it to heat up. Next, I'll go in with some chopped onion. I'll fry the onion for about 2 minutes for the onion to release its flavor and for the color to become translucent. I'm trying to build up flavors. So after frying the onion for about 2 minutes, I'll go in with a little bit of curry powder, thyme, and I'll also add some bay leaves. I'll fry this for about 2 minutes for them to release their flavors into the oil. The next ingredient to go into this pot right now will be my tomato paste. I'm using a medium sized tomato. This is about 210 grams. Once inside the pot, I'll use my spoon to break it up and I'll fry until it is ready to accept the next ingredient. You know the tomato paste is ready when you see oil floating on top of it like this. So at this point, I'll add my tomato mix. This comprises of fresh tomatoes, peppers, onion, ginger, and garlic. I'll give this a good stir until they combine properly and I'll continue to fry. To season, I went in with some chicken seasoning, rosemary and thyme, curry powder, and seasoning cubes. I added my turkey stock at this point, gave it a good stir until they combined properly, covered the pot and allowed it to cook for about 5 minutes. This is what we have after cooking for 5 minutes. It's coming on really well and it smells really good in my kitchen. I gave this one quick stir and I took out some of the stew because I don't want it to be so much. If necessary, I'll add this back into the pot, but for now, I'll take out some of the stew. So I added my parboiled rice into the pot and I gave it a good mix until they combined properly. I parboiled the rice for about 4 minutes. Feel free to wash your rice and use it, or you can soak it in hot water, whichever one works. I felt like the rice needed more stew, so I added some of the stew that I took out. I added a little water to the rice, just enough to cook the rice until it becomes soft. After cooking for about 10 minutes, I present to you this delicious pot of smoky Nigerian jollof rice. Guys, what do you think about this rice? This jollof rice recipe is tested and trusted. Try out this recipe and give me your feedback in the comment section. The next video I have here is my recipe on how I prepare coconut rice. This coconut rice recipe is always a hit. Enjoy. Here I have some crayfish, some chopped onion, deboned smoked catfish, which has been washed. I also have some peppers here. I have red bell pepper, green bell pepper, some scotch bonnet peppers, and one onion. And this is the main ingredient for today, coconut. I have 2 matured coconuts here. I'll start by cutting up the coconut into smaller chunks to make it easier for the blender. You can use a hand grater, a manual hand grater, to grate it. You get the same result, but to take a longer time with the hand grater. I heated up some vegetable oil. You can use coconut oil for this step, but this is what I have. And to that, I added some chopped onion and I sauteed for about 2 to 3 minutes. Next, I added my washed rice. I added salt to the rice and I washed it multiple times, I think about 3 times, until the water ran clear. The essence of doing this is to prevent the rice from sticking to each other when it's ready. I toasted the rice in the oil for about 5 minutes. Feel free to season with your favorite spices. I used some coconut seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, a little bit of curry powder, some seasoning cubes, and salt to taste. Coconut rice does not need much spices because the coconut milk already elevates the taste and flavor of the rice, especially when you're using fresh coconut milk. After adding in the spices, I'll toast the rice some more until they are properly combined. I went on to toast the rice for an additional 3 minutes before pouring in the fresh coconut milk, and then I gave it a good stir to combine. I added the smoked catfish, my roughly blended peppers, the grounded crayfish, and I gave everything a good stir to combine. I added some water. This will help cook the rice until it becomes soft. This is a good time for you to taste and adjust your seasoning if necessary. Then I covered the pot and I allowed it to cook until the water dried up. After cooking for 10 minutes, this is what I have. The rice is looking so yummy and delicious. I gave it one good stir and then I turned off the cooker. Coconut rice has to be one of my favorite rice recipes because it's very delicious, simple, and very easy to put together. I hope you'll be trying out this recipe this period. The next video I have here is my recipe on how I prepare Asun rice. I hope you're enjoying the recipe so far. Enjoy! Here I have my blended pepper, finely chopped onion, and my sliced scent leaf. My goat meat has been cooking for about 25 minutes now and it's already tender. I seasoned the goat meat with some seasoning cubes, blended peppers, salt, curry powder and all-purpose seasoning. So it's time for me to fry the meat. I added vegetable oil into my pan, allowed it to heat up, and I added some chunks of onion for flavor. I also added bay leaf. This is optional, it's just to flavor the oil. Next, I went in with the boiled meat and I fried until it was golden brown. If you're watching this right now and you've not seen my Asun video, then you are missing a lot. You really have to see that video. That is a detailed video on how you can prepare the most tastiest and delicious Asun ever. I'll drop the link to that video in the description box below. Please, after watching this, try to watch that. You enjoy the video. I finished frying the meat and it turned out just the way I like it. So right now, I'm scooping it out of the oil. I'll use the same oil to fry my sauce because this oil contains a lot of flavor. So I'll sieve it and use some to fry my sauce. So I added some of the oil into my pot and I also added a little bit of palm oil because I wanted to have that unique flavor. I gave it a quick stir to combine and allowed it to heat up before going in with my chopped onion. I fried the onion for about 2 minutes until it released its flavor into the oil. I added the roughly blended peppers and I continued to fry until some of the water in it dried up and it was ready to accept the rest of my ingredients. To season this, I went in with some all-purpose seasoning and seasoning cubes. You don't need a lot of seasoning for this, but feel free to use your favorite seasoning. After adding the seasoning, I fried for an additional 3 minutes before going in with the fried goat meat. Once the goat meat is inside the pot, I gave it a good stir until each one of the goat meat is well coated with the sauce. I'll fry the goat meat in the sauce for about 3 to 5 minutes until the goat meat has absorbed some of the sauce, and then I'll go on to prepare and wash my rice. I used 3 cups of rice for this recipe and I did not parboil the rice. I added salt to the rice and I kept washing until the water ran clear. I do this sometimes and at other times I parboil the rice depending on the rice recipe I want to make. Are you team wash your rice before cooking or team parboil the rice before cooking? Let me know in the comments. I added some of the oil that I used in frying the meat into my pot, allowed it to heat up before adding my washed rice. I toasted the rice in the oil for about 3 to 5 minutes until the color of the rice changed to light brown. Toasting of rice before cooking helps the rice grains to stand apart after cooking, and it also helps the rice to last longer. After about 5 minutes, I went in with my meat stock, my goat meat stock. I didn't sieve the meat stock. You might want to do that if that is what you prefer. And then I gave it a good mix until they combined properly. I added more water, just enough to cook the rice until it becomes soft. At this point, you might want to taste and adjust your seasoning if necessary. I tasted mine, I realized it needed more salt, so I added a little salt and seasoning cubes. I gave it a good stir until it combined properly, and then I continued to cook until the water in it dried up. The water in the rice has dried up. I poured in the Asun sauce, gave it a good stir until they were properly combined. Finally, it's time to add the scent leaves. After adding the scent leaves, I gave it a good stir and I allowed it to simmer for about 2 minutes. If you don't like scent leaves, there are other vegetables you can choose from. You can go for ugu leaf or spinach. Use whichever vegetable you prefer. But personally, I think scent leaf is the best for this recipe because of the unique flavor and aroma that it adds to this. What do you think about this Asun rice recipe? Will you be trying it out this season? Let me know in the comments. When in doubt of the rice recipe to prepare, this always comes to mind. This recipe never disappoints. Pairing rice and mackerel fish is a food combination made in heaven. What do you think about this rice recipe? If you've watched up to this point, thank you so much for staying with me. You're the best and it means a lot to me. Please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. The last video I have here is my recipe on how I prepare suya rice. If you enjoy suya, then you love this recipe. We've come to the end of this video and I hope you enjoyed watching. These rice recipes are some of the ones I have here on the channel. If you would like to see more recipes, please check out the channel. Kindly give this video a like, share with your family and friends. A lot of people will benefit from this video. Leave me comments in the comment section or what you think and if you'll be trying out these recipes. And finally, subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Thank you for stopping by and I would love to see you all in my next video. Merry Christmas. Bye.